What's up, Trio Tribe? Bringing you guys a top 8 deck list from our weekly webcam tournament here at Eagle's Nest every Monday, 7:30. I may not be able to stream it for the time being, but I can at least support my my webcam scene as much as I can, or my favorite webcam scene as much as I can. I still love what they do at Eagle's Nest, and I still I gotta do what I gotta do to help, to assist, to bring light, to advertise for the team and make sure we still get great turnouts for these tournaments. It is Thanksgiving week, so turnout's a little bit lower. We had 23 players playing it out for a box and prize wall points and all this stuff. My hair is crazy tonight. It's 3:45, 44, but we still do what we do. Anyway, Digimon, it's still BT23. Digimon is the talk of the town, talk of the conversation, talk of the world. So 3 of our top 8 were managed to take it with Moss taking it with a Justmon variant. I still think Justmon is probably the best deck of the format, and I think it's just going to take time for people to realize that. Maybe, I don't know, that's just where my opinion stands. Everyone's afraid of Huddy. I'm afraid of Justmon. That's kind of where I'm at with this game right now, especially the Genkumon stuff. That stuff is just so obnoxious, but it doesn't matter. We're going to start talking about all our players one by one. I've started just doing it from the bottom of the list and working my way up, and I kind of prefer it that way. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with Nice and their Digimon list. And this is going to be, it looks like, I think all our Digimon players tonight were some variant of like this option lineup build. You know what, you guys know what I'm talking. I don't like calling it mid-range because they're both kind of mid-range. Like, one's just trying to combo, the other one cares a little bit more about control, I guess. I don't know. But what's curious to me is, like, we're actually favoring the ice archery, which seems really cool. I guess stopping those blockers or potential redirects. Can it stop tamers? Yeah. And one of their tamers can't suspend. So it's kind of a gross card, but Common Hammer and Vulcan Palm are still really great cards. It's Digimon, so you're going to see a lot of the same base structure here. It's really the tamer lineup and some like little additions we'll see, like the rookie lineup. Like, you'll notice that Nice has decided that we're not going to use any of the banana peeling rookies from 22. From 22. So, like, you know, no terriers, no pals, no I think nobody uses Haguro, but you get my point. No backup level 5. It is just the Shikaomon. I call it the Teacup Man. Maxing out on Erika and Kisuke. Only 2 Ryujis, 2 Yugos, and 3 Chitoses. I think this is starting to become a pretty normal situation for most people. Just 3 Chitoses, 2 Yugos, and then, like, if you're on the Ryuji, maybe it's the 2 to 3. This is definitely curious though. Like, sometimes you see them like Erika 4 Erika seems kind of high, but I'm not like, this is not me questioning it. This is just me comparing to previous patterns that we've talked about here on the channel. But otherwise, it's Digimon. It's the talk of the town. It's still seen. I guess most people do consider it the best of the format, so we will call it the best deck of the format for now. I don't think this deck needs still in conversations to be banned, but we'll see. Maybe with Orlando, or the Orlando regional coming up in a week and a half or whatever it is, we'll change opinions. So we'll see what happens there. Then we get to move on to 7th place. Well, Leviamon, purple good stuff. They wrote it down. It was written down as Leviamon on the Limitless site, so I just wrote it as Leviamon. It is technically more just a Growlmon X, a slop. Maybe I should fix it. I probably won't, let's be honest. It is 3:44 a.m. But you get the point. They have it's still Growlmon with the Cerberusmon level 5. We got our Estradramon, we got Nidhogg for memory pushing, we got the Gallants, the famous pair, because we're just filling up the trash so much. Leviamon is a level 6 that exists in the deck. And then on top of that, we have the one-ofs calling, Jack Raid, Grav Crush, Demonic Disaster. So it's just an additional way to delete your own guys. We have Magenta Memory Boost because now we can finally pick up our Gallants, which is an amazing, probably amazing boon for the deck. You can only imagine. Purple Scramble, aka Violet Scramble. I found that error today. That's kind of amusing to me. I think it's a Japan versus English thing. Purple gets translated to violet and vice versa. I really don't know. Wisdom trainings to round it off. This was Chico Suave, by the way. I don't think I said their name at the beginning of the deck, but it is 7th place, and so it's just Groundmon. It is Groundmon. Not too much to say beyond that. I think the reintroduction of Nidhogg is worth talking about. I think some people were moving away, and Chico decided to bring it back, along with the Grav Crush making its return is amusing as well, along with the first conversation piece of Magenta Memory Boost, the second to last, the new wave of Gem Boost. All right, this is the second wave of Gem Boost. People are more color combinations are getting full access to their searching potential, which is really nice to see. I can't wait for the last pair, and then we're on to trainings and talking about gem trainings. I don't even know what we're calling those. And then we're gonna move on. We got Lepony, Judge Extraordinaire. I think correct me if I'm wrong, universe, but I think Lepony is, if this is the same Lepony, this is the Judge Lepony, the cop. But I think they are alongside Ludion as being one of our only level 2 Digimon judges. So congrats. I don't think I've ever personally congrats Lepony to that. So congrats Lepony for that. But on Hoodymon tonight, 6th place, and we're seeing some of the same, except we are seeing some usage of the banana peeling rookie from 22. We got the Terriermon here, we have the Wormmon, and the level 4s tend to change, especially between the Seedramon and Kilomon. Actually, we have the Justimon Blitz arm. As we know, it is technically part of what Ryuju wants to do, not in effect, just because it does have all the tags on its own. It doesn't really care that it's Justimon, but Justimon does care about options being in the battle area. And I love the all turns. I think this is a card that is gonna catch people off guard, in the sense that all turns once per turn, when option cards in the battle area are trashed, this Digimon unsuspends, and your opponent's Digimon effects don't affect this Digimon for this turn. That includes if my opponent has a Justimon on board, and I choose to activate a memory boost that's been on the field to gain 2 memory. Justimon suddenly gets this effect, and I really people need to that wording is specific. If you're against this card and you pop a boost or something, this is happening, and I think that's catching a lot of people off guard. It's a nice fun of we got the Venusmon, which is not what we did not see that in the previous list, and then again our collection of tamers. And kind of funny enough, I didn't think I was gonna be right this immediately, but 2 Ryuji, 2 Yugo, 3 Chitose, and then dropping down on the Erika Kitsuke, obviously to make, I guess we need to make room somehow on the level 6s, but we even found room to get the detective agency in, which is amusing to me. But beyond that, it's Honeymon. To be fair, again, I'm never belittling people when I talk this way, but there is a very core 40 to 45 cards that you have to run in this deck, so it's hard to really and I'd almost push that number to 48 cards. No, that's probably too much, but you get my point, where it's the decision points in the deck building of this deck isn't necessarily what cool tech options, what cards am I running that other Huddies aren't. It really is we are all playing the same collection of cards, but most of the time our ratios are different. The biggest contention point is sometimes the options, and if you're running the options, then you're running Ryuji, and then if we're on the banana peel guys at all, that seems to be some of the main key points, and then backup 6s, 5s, but there's not a lot to talk about here, especially with Kilo and Sidra. You see these ratios change all the time. Sometimes you see the Goemon. I had a big comment on my previous video about the importance of Goemon, and so go read that comment. That was a great comment. If you're still watching my videos, thanks. for that. I love when people give me those big like essay comments. I may not reply every time to those big essay comments, and I like, it's just gotta understand that like my life is a chaotic stream of inconsistency, and so when you leave me those big comments, I do read them, and I'll never be able to respond with the same amount of energy. Just know that the love is felt, and the love, like, I love comments like that, because you just end up like someone who's trying to learn that deck, or someone who's going to come to that comment, see it, and learn from it. And like, it's more of like I'm happy that that is there, and that whole like essay is out there for somebody to read, who's looking for that. And I love it. But anyway, Lepany, congrats, 2-1, 6th place at Eagle's Nest. And there's a reason, like 23 people should have been in 5 rounds, I think. 2, 4, 8, 16. Yeah, it should have been closer to 5 rounds, but there was a lot of draws. Holy, at least 4 rounds, right? 2, 4, 8, 16. It's 20, but like, there's a lot of draws, I guess. Anyway, Balphamon, a friend of mine, Gotham Knights, from the Miami scene, actually showed up at Eagle's Nest the 1 week. One of now that I'm not able to stream as often as I would like, on Balphamon X. I don't know what we want to call it. I'm calling it Balphamon X because Balphamon X is the main boss monster. But seeing some success of this deck is kind of cool. A lot of people are big fans of the Balphamon from BT13 and just have been wanting the next evolution of this deck, the next playable evolution of this deck. And I think we're seeing a lot of the same things we used to see from that BT13 with some of the modern changes, right? Like Ugomon is a way bigger presence now, and it's in the deck. Fascomon it was a promo that came out specifically supporting the deck, so we're gonna see that. Psychmon. And like, the coolest thing is, back in BT13, right, players were running things like, was it the Vilemon? They were running like the OG level 4 blockers, right? The ones that say when attacking, lose 2 memory. That's how power crept the world has become. But that's what they were playing, because they wanted to be able to play off this Ostamon inheritable, a level 4 with blocker. That was like a big thing they wanted to do. But now we can get blocker and retail thanks to this guy. And then on top of that, on play, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Like, there are level 4s that are doing a lot more than what level 4s were doing back in BT13. So this little toolbox, I could see something evolving here in the future. But nonetheless, let's talk about Gotham Knights list. I think a lot of people are going to be inspired by at least some light on something Balphamon. I know, again, a lot of people are fan of the deck, and I think the biggest thing people are questioning is like, what ratios of level 6s am I running? And we've decided 3 of the original 13 sleep mode, 2 of the new sleep mode from newest sleep mode, I guess, from EX10, along with 4 copies of the EX10 rage mode, the newest rage mode, with only 1 of the OG from 13. So kind of crossing our preferences a little bit, but like, this guy's insane. Like, this guy does so much. He's just better. I imagine that this rage mode is just the 13 one is here because you want the 5th name. Like, that's what this reads. When you max this out and put a 1 of, like, it just reads to me, it feels to me, it's like we just need the 5th name. But then on top of that, we do have the X antibody, the new head honcho of the deck, I would like to call it. And I guess I would love to wonder, I guess I start questioning, like, how much do we trash in this deck? Is Gallimon, like, well, I mean, we have the room for the 1 of promo Gallimon. I'm sure it comes up. But my question is, like, whenever like a Gallimon's in the deck, it's like, how fast are we filling up our trash, or how fast are we expecting to fill up our opponent's trash? Like in the case of like Purple Hybrid, right? But that being said, I guess like we'll go on, like, you know, promo Gallon this year. I'm not too questioning about, like, we are on the Giza package, only 3 of the XT, but that makes sense because we got to start cutting from somewhere. XT is the least one we want in rotation, I would feel. Getting the blocker eventually is nice, but it's not like this crazy thing. Ostamon is a 4 of from the original BT13 text, makes sense. And then preferring the original BT13 errata makes sense. Again, I think it makes sense because, like, it's just does what the deck wants to do. It's getting our hand size down. It is It's a really great way to delete level 6 Digimon when you have a Belphemon on board. Playing 2 of the new one, it is a memory setter, so we no longer have to find a random other memory setter. And then honestly, the end of turn effect is kind of nice, but doesn't, like, I get why it's only a 2. Analog Youth, because, you know, we do have we just gotta fill up our trash, man. We gotta get those Gizamons in there, and then sometimes our level 6s do die. Analog Youth will still be like, it's like the most honorary purple card ever since Matt's gone. This has become the best purple tamer in the game, is how I see it. And actually finding one time for 7th penetration, I don't know. I guess it's, I think all the X Anybody 7 Demon Lords should probably be running one copy of their option, but sometimes I feel like, you know, there's always, like, I guess, like, guys, I guess this is the first time we're ever doing an Eagle's Nest top 8 video, or like a lower count size. And you guys, I think there's something worth mentioning here, and it's just dawning on me. It has nothing to do with this. So 7th penetration is probably a good card, and I really don't. But like, something that I think people should understand when looking at a locals list. This is, Eagle's Nest is closer to a locals than it is a regional list. Something I think people should understand is people take this events like this as a chance to test. So we're going to see people change ratios, test ratios. Maybe we don't even like this Stingmon anymore, right? You know what I mean? Obviously on plays for level 5s and 4s in this deck are going to be good, but, and I'm not even saying Stingmon's bad. I'm just saying, like, this player could have just been like, let me see how Psychmon works. Let's play it at 1. Let me see how Stingmon works. Maybe I don't like Stingmon anymore. Maybe next week it's going to change. So like, there is an air of that that someone looking at all these deck lists should approach it with when you want to build it yourself. So just putting that out there. Congrats, Gotham Knights, 5th place. And then we got Rocks at 4th place, Lewis B. I've talked about Rocks a few times now, and the lists have all kind of homogenized at this point. Some of the big things we see is like preference in the rookie lineup, right? Ukamon still feels like a must, but it seems like some people are cutting it down. Level 4s are kind of player preference as well. We got Pyramidi, we got Metallic Dramon. That's the main choice, is the tamer, like the real thing that really gets me curious, because like any rookie lineup is going to work. Any level 4 lineup usually is going to be fine. It's all player preference. I have nothing to say beyond that. But like, what does raise my eyebrow, or like gets me questioning, or gets me thinking about what is working, what isn't working in this deck, is when people choose to either run the Metallic Dramon or what our tamer lineup is. The tamer lineup is always so curious, and you're noticing like players are just flat out favoring the three cost memory setter, and completely, sometimes like it is between the promo and this one, like people are either completely abandoning one or the other. So it's either you're on the EX10 or you're on the promo, and I imagine it's player preference, or I don't know if there's like an internal battle between all Rocks players, but that's my mental instinct when it comes to reading a Rocks list at this point. We got 3 memory boost, 1 scramble, 1 defense training, 1 digital gate open, which I like digital gate open. More decks should try to find a way to try to run 1 and see how it goes. Kongu is great, and is a great meta call. I love how all the what are they named? What is this? Oh my god. Saint Beasts? Sovereigns? Saint Beasts. Holy Beasts. Bay Breakers. All the Baybreaker options, all the Beyblade options are pretty good. Like the Drigger one here they're all pretty good in their own way, right? And funny enough, I think almost all of them are good into Hudimon. So everyone trying to find a way to get their Beyblade option in here. We got the Drigger one. Play cost 7 or less, can't attack a player, and Hudimon is 7, so it's kind of nice. We got 3 of the emblem, 1 of the Zofrka Bus, which I mean, I like when players run the like option spice in Rocks. I feel like it should be done a little more, but we do see more success without the option spice, if you will. But Lewis B, congrats on 4th place. Then we got 3rd place, CS Mastamon on Magnetimon, excuse me. This is not CS Mastamon. This is K Dark Animal, otherwise known as K KDA Mastermon. So thank you for that. That's what we're calling it. So KDA Mastermon, Magnetimon, back-to-back weeks trying to make this deck work and being able to break into the top 3 this week. So congrats to them. This deck's disgusting. It gets gross really, really fast, and it is another example of purple good stuff being purple good stuff, like the Cerberusmon X, Dobermon X, Cerberusmon BT16. I think it's at some point it's got to go. I don't know. I really do feel like there should be, like, it's one of those things where I sit there and I watch, and what this deck does is cool, don't get me wrong, but that conversation in my mind where I'm sitting there and I'm like, a lot of players are going to time. I wonder why. And it's these decks that are like 50 actions in a single turn, and you're just sitting there like, bro, it is gotta be my turn eventually. Like, I swear. This is one of those culprits, but it is really cool. It's a really cool disc. I think it's a really cool deck and list that I think is coming out of Japan as well. We're seeing it both in the West and the East, and it's interesting, and I like to see, and it is cool to see people try to bring it over and play it here in the East or the West as well. So we got the traditional dog engine, but we are going to go ahead and add the Impmon that does on play a tamer, because this tamer does end up sending itself to the trash, I believe. Yeah, end of turn. By deleting this tamer, one of your Digimon may digivolve into level 5 undead. So guess what happens? It comes back. Cool. It's like it's a wild loop that's possible because of this Impmon. But we are on the 4 Mastamons. Skull Bellucci is going to be our bridge for yellow to go into the Mastamon, and from there we got purple memory boost, wisdom trainings, protoforms, just the dark, the DA KDA, DA of KDA being good, you know what I mean? Like, it's what carries the growl engine as well, so it's no surprises here. Congrats Magnetimon on getting 3rd. So moving on to 2nd, Blake Banter, my blue hybrid compatriot and brother in arms, abandoning the deck because the deck is not great right now. Playing Huddymon, and we are going to see things like the Terriermon make its appearance, slightly more in Kilomons. The Justymon is going to be part of the list, and then even less Erica. Back on the 3 Amasawas, 2 Ryuji, 3 Yugo, so cutting an Erica for a Yugo. But it's interesting that we're seeing pretty consistently that, like, people are favoring ice archery, and it could be just like that's players' answers for things like that might just be players' answers for things like Royal Knights and Jesmon to just like not get blocked anymore. Tamers, get out of my way. So consistently seeing the ice archery on time is becoming the most important thing for these players, and that's pretty cool. And it's an option, so even into the Jesmon and Genku Turtle stuff, like, the options allow us to play into Jesmon really, really well. So anyway, congrats Blake Banter on 2nd. Again, it's Huddymon one more time, so it's not too much I can say other than, like, you know, obviously EgmanEvents.com, check out the list yourself. Limitless is another way you can check out the list, or Limitless to sign up for next week's Eagle's Nest. Please do that. It's a weekly webcam tournament that we run every week at 7:30. Here's the plug. Here's the link to the Discord. Check it out. We're not done with the list because we got one more. We got a 1st place Jesmon by Moss, 3-0 because of all the draws, making it on top of the hill, the only undefeated for the night. It's Jesmon. I call it Jesmon, but like it's hard to like. I don't know what to call it. Genku Jesmon. Like it's so even on the top end, but it is the Jesmon and Sistermons that get you there. It's just the Gekumon, the BT20 Genkumon X are just that unbelievably busted that you're just always worth shoving them in. I don't really know how to talk about Jesmon. It is we can talk about some of the text. Obviously anything that can run Crimson Blaze is worth running into this meta. We got the 4 Master Disciple, the Sistermon Training Gym. We're on 2 copies. I think is a wildly good card. We're running the BT20 Sistermon Awaken because of just being able to stun Tamers, being able to stun Digimon. busted, and then also acts as a heal. It's a recover one end of turn if you get it at the right time. That's disgusting. And CLs are becoming the most important sister of the Sistermon group. We don't talk about Noir and Blanc here. The new Blanc is also just as equally nasty, especially when you give it blocker, or especially if you give this one blocker, you block and then Digivolve something, which is stupid. Our collection of Hawkmons makes absolute sense. Bauhawks, these are the two best ones for what for the style of Jessamon we're trying to play. The Rush Jessamon is just a busted card. 1x antibody, because adding piercing makes this deck even more disgusting. On top of, and then we got our Genkumons. GX Ace, why not, is really good, and then potentially you could DNA Digivolve for free, and then even more disgusting. But beyond, no Omnimon X, which I completely agree with. I think Omnimon X is trapping people into bad turns. I don't know how else to explain it. Maybe it's right into Huddy sometimes, but I don't know. Something about it doesn't make sense to me, and surely someone can explain it to me. But that being said, like I said, it's Eagle's Nest. It's the weekly webcam tournament every 7:30 every Monday. But it's been fun. It was fun. First place, Moss, congrats. Hopefully we can do this video every week now that I won't be able to stream for a couple weeks. So just involving myself, because I have an ego and I need to facilitate. I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels wrong to not be a part of it in some way. So this is my way of being part of it. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. I miss you guys.